Now let's move on to the third determinant. The third determinant is income of the consumer. Now, income of the consumer is positively related with the demand of normal goods. As my income increases, I will consume more of normal goods, that is, the good quality products. And as my income decreases, I will consume less of the normal goods. But there's an anomaly. In case of the goods which are inferior quality, the pattern will be a little different. As my income increases, I will consume less of them, and because I would like to make a switch over to the better quality products. And as my income decreases, I will go for them because now I don't have any other option as my income has dropped down. Now, let's move on to the fourth determinant, that is tastes, habits, and preferences. Friends, if our tastes, habits, and preferences are going favorable for certain products, their demands will go up, and vice versa. If my tastes, habits, and preferences are going unfavorable for certain goods, their demand is going to go down. Now let's talk about the fifth and the most important determinant of demand, expected future price. The price of a commodity is less today, but I might not demand more of that because I'm expecting a further future price fall or probably a sale on sale. So this means that the demand will not only depend upon the current price of the commodity, but also upon the expected future price. If the price of a commodity is more today, I might demand more of it because I know that in future the price is even going to rise a little more. The same happens for most of the times with gold or with petrol. जिस दिन हमें पता चलता है कि कल से पेट्रोल का रेट और बढ़ने वाला है, हम सब अपनी कार्स लेके पेट्रोल पंप के आगे खड़े हो जाते हैं, चाहे वो रेट ज़्यादा ही हो, because we know that कल तो ये और ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगा. So I hope now all the determinants are very clear to all of you. Now let's move on to the another concept of market demand. Demand by one person is termed as individual demand, and if we horizontally put a summation of the various individual demand curves for a given commodity at different prices, what we get? Yes, you are right, we get market demand. So, see, the table is showing you the market demand. Prices are 4, 3, 2, 1. Demand by A person is 1, 2, 3, 4. By B person is different because B person's buying capacity is a little more than A person. So it is 2, 3, 4, 5. If I just add them, I get 3, 5, 7, 9. The same can be shown graphically. So this means that market demand is nothing but a horizontal summation of different categories of consumers, rich and poor, putting together the demand for various goods at different prices. Now, all these technical concepts of demand, market demand, will help us understand the law of demand. Law of demand states that out of all the determinants of demand, if I keep price of related goods constant, income constant, taste preferences constant, and expected future price constant, I'm left with only one thing, that is price of the commodity. And I understand the relationship of price of the commodity with its demand. There is a specific relation that is negative. As price increases, demand falls. As price decreases, demand rises. And this becomes our law of demand. So what things we have assumed constant here? Income, price of related good, tastes, and expected future price. So 4 of these become our assumptions. Very good. Now, the thing is that why this relationship is negative? This might have come to your mind as well as to my mind. So let me just explain it to you that why there's an inverse relationship between price and demand. First of all, because of law of diminishing marginal utility. In the last chapter, I explained very clearly to you, the more of a thing we consume, the less utility we are going to get. Until we reach a point where price and marginal utility are equal, we get our equilibrium. But now, if we want to have more of that good, we will only take it only at a reduced price. And if the prices rise, we will obviously cut down on our consumption. Because we have to see कि जितनी उस चीज़ से हमें utility मिल रही है, क्या उतना ही हम price दे रहे हैं? हम में से कोई भी ये नहीं चाहेगा कि हम उस चीज़ से marginal utility कम derive करें और price ज़्यादा दें. So because of this, the relationship between demand and price becomes negative. Now, the next point is income effect. As far as income effect is concerned, with the very name, the thought might come to your mind that as income increases, demand increases, as income decreases, demand decreases. But my dear students, none of you is going to write this thing here, because here the things are in a different light. See, we are talking about law of demand. That means कि जब कीमतें प्राइसेस बढ़ जाते हैं तो डिमांड क्यों कम होती है, और जब प्राइसेस कम हो जाते हैं तो डिमांड क्यों बढ़ जाती है. So we have to incorporate the price factor with income. जब प्राइसेस बढ़ जाते हैं तो हमारी रियल इनकम कम हो जाती है. Real income means our purchasing capacity, purchasing power, because money income divided by prices is equal to real income. So you have to write it in this format कि जैसे ही हमारी प्राइसेस बढ़ते हैं तो रियल इनकम कम हो जाती है, तो हमारी डिमांड कम हो जाती है, और प्राइसेस के गिरने पर हमारी रियल इनकम बढ़ जाती है और हमारी डिमांड भी बढ़ जाती है. I hope it's very clear to all of you now. The third point is substitution effect. Whenever the price of any commodity falls, it becomes cheaper as compared to its substitute goods. So obviously it will be demanded more. And when the price of a commodity rises, it becomes dearer as compared to the substitute goods. So obviously it will be demanded less. Now the fourth point is different uses. There are certain commodities which can be put to many uses, like milk. We can use milk for drinking, for making curd, cheese, paneer, kheer, और बहुत सारी चीज़ें जैसे कस्टर्ड, आइसक्रीम एट्सेट्रा एट्सेट्रा. नाउ द थिंग इज़ कि जब मिल्क सस्ता है तो हम इसको बेस्ट यूज़ करना चाहेंगे सारी चीज़ों में. हम सब कुछ खाना पीना चाहेंगे, लेकिन जब मिल्क महंगा हो जाएगा तो हम इसकी सिर्फ प्रायोरिटी यूज़ में रिड्यूस कर देंगे कि इट विल कम ओनली फॉर द ड्रिंकिंग ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन इन द हाउस. So this is how demand is affected by the prices because of different uses. Now, the fifth point is size of consumer group. Supposedly, अभी समर सीजन आने पर आई प्लान कि मैं इस बार एक एयर कंडीशनर खरीदना चाहूँगी. आई कीप असाइड 6,000 rupees for the air conditioner, but the price which comes out in the market is 8,000. So this means I will not be able to buy it. And all those people who saved 7,000 or 5,000 will also not be able to buy it. So when the price of a thing increases, my dear students, a whole group of consumers is subtracted from demand. And so the demand goes down. On the other hand, if the price of the same air conditioner is, say, around 4,000, it comes out to be 4,000, I will also be afford it, and those who saved 5,000 will also be able to afford it, and those who saved 4,000 will also be able to afford it. So this means a whole group of consumers will be added, and so the demand will obviously go up. So now we are very clear about this thing, that why price and demand have a negative relationship. Now, we would like to see how demand changes with price changes and how demand changes with changes in other determinants. When demand changes due to price, that is called extension and contraction, or movement along the same demand curve. I have very clearly shown you in the diagram that as prices fall, demand increases, and a movement along the same demand curve from A to B will be called extension. Other determinants will be kept constant here. That should be noted. Now, as far as contraction in demand is concerned, as price rises, the quantity demanded will go down, and the movement from B to A, as shown in the diagram, you can see the movement from B to A will be called as a contraction in demand, and it happens along the same demand curve. Now, increase and decrease. In general jargon, we sometimes use increase, extension, decrease, and contraction as synonyms. But please note, the words are not synonyms. Extension and contraction are related to price change, whereas increase and decrease are related to other determinants. And an increase might cause a rightward shift in demand curve, and a decrease might cause leftward shift in the demand curve. Increase in demand means when demand increases due to factors other than price. So what other factors can cause the demand to increase? Well, increase in income, rise in the price of substitute goods, or fall in the price of complementary goods, or tastes turning favorably, or total increase in the population of the country. Now the next is decrease in demand. When demand decreases due to factors other than price, it is called decrease in demand. Now, let me ask you, what factors can cause the demand to decrease other than price change? Well, we will just reverse the ones we did an increase in demand. That is, decrease in income, fall in the price of substitute goods, rise in the price of complementary goods, tastes turning unfavorable, or decrease in population. Now, the diagram very clearly shows that as our demand curve shifts from small dd to capital DD, this is a rightward shift. With the price being same, the quantity demanded has increased. And on the other hand, in the second diagram, you can very clearly see that price being same, the quantity demanded has decreased owing to other factors. So this can be fairly termed as a decrease in demand or a leftward shift in the demand curve. Now, my dear friends, let